Internet, my name is Lave, and I couldn't decide what new release to go and watch this week, so I gave the decision to you, my subscribers, using YouTube's community chat feature, and you guys voted in your tens of people in favour of extremely wicked, shockingly evil and vile, just edging out Tolkien. So this movie is a biographical drama about Liz Kendall, played by Lily Collins, who is a single mother in the US in the mid-70s and gets into a long-term relationship with her law student boyfriend, who just happens to be Ted Bundy, the infamous serial killer of women who defended himself in court, here played by Zac Efron. So this film got a simultaneous cinema release as well as being available on Sky, which if you're outside of the UK, Sky is a TV broadcaster kind of in the vein of TiVo, I guess. But whenever they do that, whenever Sky release a film on Sky as well as in the cinema, I always get a bit nervous because traditionally those films have always been shit. Now, I don't think that's entirely the case with this one, but what's really interesting about it is that the director of this film has also recently made a documentary about Ted Bundy, which is available on Netflix now. It's called Conversations with a Killer, which I actually did watch recently, and it is an in-depth, interesting look at this pathological, lying, narcissistic psychopath. But what I found really fascinating about it is how his story got swept up into the news and media and became this bizarre form of entertainment. Now, this dramatised version takes a different approach, telling the story from Liz's perspective, his girlfriend, who initiated the search for Ted by giving the police his name at first, and it shows how she was also a victim of his. She wasn't brutally murdered by him, but she was emotionally manipulated, going from complete denial at first to being absolutely racked with guilt. The film takes a roundabout way of getting there, but it does get there eventually with regards to her story, delivering a satisfying conclusion to her emotional journey, but at the same time it's also trying to tell you Ted's story, showing significant moments in that, from his TV interviews and his escape from custody on multiple occasions, and of course the final courtroom proceedings. And this time span covers quite a lot, from like 1969 all the way up to 1989. Now, the way that it's presented, I don't want to say that it's aimless, but it just feels like an endless stream of montages going from one period of time to another. Like I say, I don't think it's aimless, but I think they've been a bit too ambitious with the amount of story that they're trying to tell. I think it would have worked better as maybe a TV series. Visually, the film presents itself very well with nice cinematography and good production values in terms of costume designs. It's a bit wiggy in places, but it does blend together with actual footage of the time. The cast are really good too. I've already mentioned Lily Collins, who is great as Liz. Haley Joel Osment turns up as one of her co-workers who fancies her. He's put on a bit of timber since Sixth Sense, but he is good. I also really like the girl who they got to play Carol Ann, Ted's other love interest. I think she's the girl from one of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, but yeah, she's dead on. You've also got John Malkovich, who puts in a good turn as the prosecuting judge, but really this is all about Zac Efron as Bundy, who is surprisingly good actually. He nails the cocky charm of the guy. I did, however, find it frustrating that they thought it was necessary for Zac Efron to take his shirt off on multiple occasions throughout the film. I did notice Zac Efron was a producer on this, so I don't know if he got it written into his contract that he had to take his shirt off, and I get that Ted Bundy had this effect on women at that time. They fell for his charisma and all of that, but I don't think it's because he had shredded abs and bulging biceps. As I say, from a performance perspective, I think Zac Efron does nail the charm of the guy, but the film that he's in doesn't feel like it's the most in-depth into the psychology of the guy. It feels a bit too spread thin. So that's my thoughts on Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. The film does manage to avoid the irony of cashing in on the Bundy mania, and it doesn't feel like it's doing it for like entertainment purposes or it's glorifying him in any way, but at the same time I don't think it explores it as thoroughly as Conversations with a Killer is. So they're both available now to watch. If you were asking me, Conversations with a Killer is a much better watch. So thanks very much for watching this review. I really do appreciate it. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like and don't forget to share the Lave.
Subscribe.